What's up? Is your boy Los, and you're watching the Community Leaders Podcast. And in front of me today, we have Teshauna Edwards. What's up?
What's up? How you feeling?
I'm good. I heard I could call you Shawnee.
You can call me Sean.
Sean. Not Shawnee?
No.
Shawnee?
Just okay. Sean.
Okay. Let the people know who you are and what you do.
Okay, so I'm Teshauna Edwards from North Lawndale, and I am a program director for the Young Men's Educational Network. And I generally work with our girls program. So I create programs, I serve our students, I serve our families, and I serve my community.
Awesome. So what does that entail, what you do, this work that you do?
So a lot of the work that we do is hands-on with youth in the neighborhood. So we're everything from mentoring them through social-emotional learning to working with their families and providing and connecting them to resources in the neighborhood, to creating experiences that these particular youth may or may not generally get, to just building relationships, like just life-on-life mentoring.
Okay. So experiences, what exactly are these new experiences they may not get?
We've been able to, through this organization, we've been able to take students out of the country and do missions trips and just being able to go to different countries and see how people live in another part of the world, or even going to take swimming lessons, or like just literally things that may not be as accessible to our youth as it would be to another neighborhood's youth. We're kind of expanding that. So, yeah.
So why wouldn't these things be available for the youth that you're working with?
I think there's a few reasons, but one would be just availability. I mean, like, or not really availability, but like if they don't have the resource, they don't have the money for it, or it's not offered in this particular part of the neighborhood or this particular neighborhood. So being like having to go to another neighborhood for a swimming class because ours don't have a pool, or our neighborhood don't have multiple pools or something like that. So just being able to take our students and say, hey, we have a swimming class over here, and we'll pay for it if you really want to go. Awesome. So just things like that, yeah.
Awesome. So what neighborhood are you covering now?
North Lawndale.
So the west side.
All day. The blessed side and the best side.
You said the blessed side and the best side.
Yes.
Let's
that's
go.
what I said. Say it again.
The blessed side and the best side.
Right.
Come on, somebody.
Yes. Now you're preaching. Exactly. Yes, sir.
We're having some fun today, are we?
Okay, listen. Hey, you said it.
Okay. So how long you been doing this kind of work?
So I've been doing this work as a teenager, actually. I started working at Chalmers Elementary when I was like 15 or 16, teaching drumline in the neighborhood for a little bit. And then from there, I started working in the neighborhood at this cafe. But I've always kept my connections with the youth, and now working with the Young Men's Educational Network for the last 8 years.
And how long have they been around?
We're coming up on our 30th year.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. So they've been around for a long time.
Yeah. So some of the original students are now staff members and directing their own programs.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you grew up on the west side as well?
Mm-hmm.
So what high school did you go to?
I went to Farragut Career Academy.
Okay.
Yep.
Class of?
08. I'm a little old.
Don't
tell the people.
You said 08.
I was trying to remember, like, I was finna count on my fingers, but, yeah. 08, class of 08.
Awesome. So where does this love come from that you want to work with kids?
Man, honestly, I think it was something God gave me. But then two, like, I remember when I was younger and my siblings, we would play church, we would play school, and in church I was like the Sunday school teacher, and then when we played school I was the teacher. So I just always had this love to teach and just be around kids. So yeah, I think that's where it came from.
I don't think I've ever played church. I played school before, but not church.
Hey, no, we played church. My brother was the preacher. Yeah. My little sister. Hey, we had
somebody at the organ.
Yeah, my brother. Literally, we had a. I think it was an organ at the house, an organ or a piano, and nobody actually had lessons. But my brother was up on there playing and learning how to play. We had drum. My cousin would teach. Like we had literally a whole church service before church service.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
so we was ready.
That. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. So you said earlier, you said drumline. You taught.
I taught drumline for a number of years.
Okay. For the people that don't know what drumline is, can you
drumline is like, okay, so basically a band, right? And this particular part of the band is just the drum. So it's the line of drums if you think of a drum set, you have the hi-hat, you have the bass, you have the toms, and then you have the snare. Okay. And the drum line is that all in one line. So each person is playing a separate part of the drum set, basically. Okay. And I joined that drum line when I was 14, and then at some point I started teaching that drum line.
So you know how to play every part of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been playing drums now for over, how old am I? We'll just say over 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part? The snare?
The toms. For a long time, I think for at least 8 years, I played the quad. And that's 4 toms on one drum.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Let's go. Go. I would love to hear that.
You can look me up on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm on there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on YouTube. You can look it up. I'll have to find it. They're old, bad quality, but
it's okay. Back in the day, those quality wasn't that great.
Literally. Yeah. But I was there.
All right. So now, you're doing this new work. Where do you see this work going?
Ooh, that is a really good question. Where do honestly, so right now I'm getting my master's in family counseling.
Okay.
And what I would love to see with what I'm doing right now is to kind of merge that into our mentorship program. So the mentorship program right now for our girls is to just help continue to create environments where they are building relationships with other women, right? Like you get this stigma around women in relationships where they can't have true friendships, or, it gets catty and there's no way to fix that, right? And so that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to build this program, is because I have sisters, I have good relationships with my sisters, and I have good relationships with my friends. Okay. And that don't mean we don't have issues, right? But those issues can be worked out in a way that is, one, healthy, but also maintains the relationship. And so that's huge for me. And that's something that with the program, I want the girls to learn that. But then also on the mental health side, building in counseling and building in things for students to understand that there's reasons why you feel away. There's reasons why you may not be able to understand or even explain what's going on, and that's because there's some trauma there, right? There's some things that as a child you couldn't place or you couldn't explain, or you didn't even have vocabulary for, right? And so now, while we do have this vocabulary and we do have this new world of like, take care of your mental health, like let's dive into that, right? Like let's create the spaces for our young people to feel safe, feel seen, and then also feel heard, and just, break down some barriers, like get through some of the trauma.
Do you find yourself having to use the mental health part of your job a lot?
Yes. So like part of what we do are, I don't know if you heard of Peace Circle keeping.
No, I've heard of Peace Circle.
So, I would consider myself a Peace Circle keeper, and that's just like someone who takes the initiative to create the peace circles. But basically, there's times where I'm teaching, I have to go to schools, right, and I have to teach social and emotional learning. And before we could even get into whatever the lesson's topic is, there's something brewing, right? And so we have to take a moment and not just gloss over that and say, hey, you know what? This might not be the time to teach, how to tie your shoe. Let's actually get into what's going on with you all, right? And sometimes that come out, and the kids are like, I'm just upset at the way they talk to me, but they don't understand that you have a feeling about the way people talk to you because the way you've been talked to, right? Or the way you feel disrespected when you're at home being talked to.
There's some history there.
Right? And so being able to make the connections help them in the sense when they're in that hard space, they can say like, oh, you know what? Let me take a step back, because while I don't appreciate the way you're talking to me, I also don't have to respond with disrespect, right? And that's my goal, is to bring awareness to why we feel certain things and why certain things kind of bother us, because it's not for them to understand, right? That's for you to understand, and then you can project from there. So, yeah, a lot of it for me is helping students and just my peers and myself also put meaning and words behind certain things that just in our minds it's just happening, or this is just how I am, and it's like it's more to it.
Yeah. Can you give me an example of how you use it in one particular situation?
Yeah, crazy. This past Thursday, I was with a group of 7th and 8th graders, and in this particular school, we have a group of Black students and a group of Latino students, and it was all girls, and we were talking about using your agency, right? Like using your voice and speaking up for yourself, and how that allows you to not only be in the room, but also be a part of the conversations. And I think one of the questions was like, have you ever had a time where you felt like you were explaining something and the person was not understanding you, or they were purposely not understanding you, or something like that? And the young lady, she was like, this just happened to me today. And she was really upset about whatever interaction she had just had with one of the other girls. And so it was the Black girl and then a Hispanic girl. Mm-hmm. And the Hispanic girl was a first language Spanish speaker, and so she's learning English, which plays a part into what she understands, right? And it plays a part into how their interactions happen. And so the young lady was like, we were playing volleyball, and she spiked the ball at me, and I was like, that's what happens in volleyball, you spike and you get your point. Right. And she was like, but I didn't like that. And I said, okay, so did you tell her that? Did you say, hey, I don't like it when you spike the ball at my forehead and it gives me a bump? Did you say that? And she said, well, no, I didn't say that. And I was like, okay, so did you use your agency? She said, well, no. Right. And so this is the problem, right? Like, so the problem is you had a moment to speak up and you chose not to, but you also still feel away. And so now that's coming out in how you interact with her. Yeah. And so we had to break down that, but then also break down the fact that it's going to take her a little bit longer to understand your English, and then also respond back with English that you both can kind of communicate. Right. And so it was a lot of work, and that one, that took up a lot of time because they were upset, right? And that's the other part. Like, they're upset, they're angry, and I don't understand her, and she don't understand me. And in our minds, we want to be like, oh, they don't want to understand me. Not that they don't, but they just don't. They're choosing not to. And it's like, that's not the case, right? Because there's a lot of things at play here. And so just, helping students navigate their feelings in ways that we can have a conversation. You got to be patient, right? On both ends. Y'all got to be patient with each other, be patient with yourself. So, yeah.
Cool. How did it turn out, though?
Are
they cool?
Not yet, not yet. I think we'll get there.
We're working on it.
Yeah. We'll pray for them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So now, earlier you mentioned traveling, like mission trips and whatnot. So where have you been on mission trips?
I've gone to Africa now, Uganda 3 times. We've done mission trips. That's that's the only trip I've gone out of the country for a missions trip. But then we've also taken them to South Dakota to work on reservations with some of those people and do community leaders, but to do what's it called? VBS.
What's VBS?
Vacation Bible School.
Okay.
So it's like Vacation Bible School is like I want to say, I might not say that. I think it's it's a nationwide initiative to teach Bible study to young people in the summertime. So it's like a week-long thing where you can go online and figure out, like, you don't even have to create.
So it's like a Bible camp kind of thing?
Kind of, yeah. So it's like a week-long Bible camp. And we take the curriculum. Well, sometimes we actually create our own. But we take this curriculum and we come up with whatever it is we want to teach. We take our young people with us and we say, hey, we're going to teach this. So where generally I'm the teacher in most of these spaces, our students are teachers too. Okay. So our students are coming alongside of us and they're helping teach the lesson. They're alongside of us with the kids. So they're teaching students that are either their grade, a year older or so, and then younger, right? And so they get this experience of like, wow, it's a lot of work to put together a week-long Bible camp where not only do kids, we want them to be engaged, right? But we want them to learn something. We want them to experience love, but then we also want them to like remember us, right? Because we coming back next year. Yeah. And so it's like we take them to do stuff like that. we have students who's gone to Costa Rica for missions trips.
Ooh, I want to go to Costa Rica.
Right? I'm trying to go. I'm like, put me on the list.
Right.
I want to say Texas. Like, that's one of our main missions at YMAN is to serve, right? And so finding ways where we find a need and we find the people who can help and serve, and we jump alongside of that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's some good stuff.
Yeah, it's been...
So how many kids do you guys, when you do go out on like those mission trips, how many kids do you take with you guys? Is it like a handful or is it like a bunch of kids, like a school bus?
We've taken up to a school bus. We've taken 2 school buses. Wow. It depends on what the need is, right. like how intense of a presence do we want to have. Mm-hmm. Some things require a smaller presence. But then some things we're like, no, we want to make a big impact, right? Like with that VBS, we bring a lot of people because we do want them to know, like, if you guys are looking for us next year, we'll be here, awesome. Right? And in that space I think where we go, South Dakota, it's not the biggest town, so it's not a whole lot of entertainment there. It's not a whole lot to do. And the people that live on the reservations, like, they don't have a whole lot of things. So just they look forward to, like, us coming and being and hanging out with them for a week, and then they get to know our students, and then they talk throughout the year and talk about, hey, I'm coming back. I'll see you. Are you going to be there? Mm-hmm. And so it's like one of those things where it's like you create this family within the family.
Yeah, and they're actually seeing something different, right? We're in Chicago, so it's,
right.
We call it, some of us call it the concrete jungle. You know what I'm saying? So all we see is buildings, right?
Literally.
And then you go in South Dakota, and there's nothing but pasture.
Right.
Nothing but green.
Tumbleweed, and you're like, people live here? Right, you said there's people here, right? Uh-huh. And then, so is that, right? That's one thing where they're exposed to just a different environment, like just seeing a different environment. But also, they get to see that youth around the world are struggling with some of the same things, right? And that's one of the things we want our students to see, like, we're more alike than we are different. And if you choose to focus on the differences, then that's what you'll see. But you could also focus on the things that we're alike and create these harmonious, moments where it's like, I struggle with social media too, right? Like, I might not have the option to be on my phone 24/7, but bullying on social media is happening across the world, right? And so, like, they can connect in ways where they generally wouldn't even look to be looking in that way.
Yeah, in their minds too is like, they're in Chicago, so they listen to a certain kind of music. Mm-hmm. In South Dakota, they're thinking they listen to a different kind of music, but actually they might be listening to the same music.
Yeah, literally. And our students last year we took some first time, because we've kind of taken a break since COVID, and I want to say these last 2 years were the first 2 years we've been back, and so we got new 8th graders coming up. And our students that go with us have to create we call it a ladder of leadership. Okay. And so there's certain things that they have to qualify before they can go and serve. And so our new group of 8th graders are super excited, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to go to South Dakota and serve. And then they find out that, like, yeah, we thought we was going to teach y'all about Chief Keef and whoever, all these, I don't know, so don't come for me. But all these, high upcoming rappers of North Lawndale, of Chicago, and they're like, no, we know them.
Yeah,
we know them.
We know who King Von is.
Right. Right. And so it's like, they get this culture shock while they're getting this culture shock, and then they're kind of merging those experiences together.
And then the church stuff comes in.
Exactly. So we're like, it's not about Chief Keef. Right. It's not about King Von here. It's about King Jesus.
Let's go.
Like, who?
Let's try Lecrae.
Right.
Let's try a little Lecrae.
Y'all need to get with the program.
Yeah, a little Andy Mineo or something.
Exactly. But even that, like, just the exposure to music too. Yeah. So, like, because I'm huge. I love music. So I love to sing. I love drumming. So that's one of the things, like, for me, it's a sweet spot. I get to just play the music, right? Like, find different music that I think connects with what we're teaching that week, and just blast it. By the time, and we have chants and all this stuff, so by the time we start day 1, everybody, and they see, like, and then day 2, they up standing up with us, they reciting the songs, they rapping, like, they're really in tune, because they like, yeah, they got the energy, and we burn out by the end of the week, but also it's like amazing to see them kind of like come to life by the end of the week. Yeah. So it's like, dang, maybe we should do 2 weeks. Or maybe not. It's like, but yeah.
We'll take these kids back to their parents.
You know what I'm talking about? It's been great, guys. Time to go.
But it's great. I remember as a kid going to go camp, and it was at a church, and I remember good times, making new friends, learning something new about God, learning something new about somebody that doesn't live in Chicago or lives somewhere else in the world, and they're there as well.
And that's like one of the things I love. Like right now, I'm in charge of making sure that every student that is enrolled in our program gets a camp experience over the summer, right? Like that's one of the things we want to do is make sure not only do they get a camp experience, but they're safe, right? And so as we create job opportunities for them, they're not just at home sitting around or not exposed to just being out in the streets doing stuff they don't have no business doing.
Yeah.
You're making money, right? You also enjoying your summer because you get to go to camp, right? And at no cost to you, right? Like camp costs up to $700 per person. Per child. Do you hear me? And our students get to go to camp for free.
Come on, somebody.
Right, like, and there are times where we're like, hey, so-and-so dropped out. Tell your little sister to come on. Do you know how much a relief that is for a parent who has, 4 or 5 children and 2 of them are going to camp or 3 or all 4 can go to camp for free?
For free.
Like,
free.
Yeah.
And that parent's like, they're in a good place. They're gone for a week.
They're safe.
Let's go.
And they come back they come back with their experience and they're like, Mom, like I learned more about God and I learned more about myself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
And each summer we building off of that and I'm like, yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, I remember when me, my brother, and my sister left, so my mom was like, no kids at the house. And I remember she was happy to see us go.
I'm sure she was. Like, yeah, get on up out of here.
But after a week, she was happy to see us back at home. Because I remember the big old hug that she gave me, my brother, and my sister.
Because, like, if we realize, like, parents, both, either a single parent or a family, like, children are a lot. Yeah. They're a lot. And even more these days, I think children they have a lot. They have a lot of responsibility. They know a lot. Yeah. And just a house free of children for a week.
Just for a week. Just to chill.
They grateful.
Oh, they're grateful.
They're like, I can sleep. I can come home and I don't have to keep cleaning up because they're not here.
And then the kids come back with something positive as well.
Literally. So it's like an amazing break for the whole family. The children get to go and experience with other children. The families get to take a break a little bit and, recalibrate. And when they come back together, hopefully there's more love and more harmony. And,
And there's stories. I remember telling my mom all the stories that my experiences and whatnot. Yeah. So, that's awesome.
And I remember my experiences, too, as a camper. Like, we weren't allowed to go to too many places, but my grandma did trust the Celestial Ministries, which is the drumline. So, like, she did trust them, and we were able to go a lot of places with them, which expanded my horizon, and even it deepened my love to travel, right? Because it's like, I remember telling her, and I think I was grown at this point, but I was like, Grandma, I'm going to go to Africa. I didn't even know I was going to Africa at that point. I just was telling her, like, I'm going to Africa, right? And she'd be like, what you want to go to Africa for? And I used to be like, what do you mean?
Why not?
Why not, right? She couldn't, I don't know if she could understand what was the push, right? I didn't even understand what my push was to go. I just know, like, I'm African American. They're African. I need to go there because they are part of me.
Right.
And in her mind, she was like, no, there's no reason for that, right? But now it's like, look at me now, 3 times going over the waters to go to Africa, and I love it.
Yeah.
Literally, like, I love it. I be wanting to go to other countries.
That's the destination spot right now. To go to Africa. Right now, as we speak in 2026, that is a destination
literally,
spot.
like, everybody want to go to Ghana.
Right. They're growing stuff over there. I mean, they're really growing communities out there. That people from the States are moving over there.
It's true. And it's like, for me, like, the biggest thing that I absolutely love about the culture where we go specifically, which is in Uganda, is that their total dependency is on God. Like, total dependency. Not like, if I pay my light bill, my light's going to stay on. They're like, if God don't bring the sun, we don't get light. If God don't bring the water, we don't get water. If I don't go out and work and kill this cattle, we don't eat.
You don't eat.
Right?
Yeah.
And you think about somebody that's, like, from the West Side, privileged in a sense, especially compared to Africa, right? Like, I was well taken care of. I had my grandma and my granddad, and I had siblings, right? Like, so there wasn't a whole lot that I lacked. And then I go to Africa, and I see these people's total dependency on God, and I'm over here crying because, I got a job, and I can't pay my light bill. It's like, something ain't adding up, you know.
Yeah.
It's like for me, it's always a reminder of like no, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to depend on God in the same way, because regardless of what you think you're doing, like it all goes back to who's providing for you, and it ain't the job, right? It ain't the check you get. It's God. Yeah. So that's like it's just a reminder for me of like that's why I love going.
Yeah, I remember my first missions trip. It was my first one. Yeah, it was my first one. I took my daughter with me to Haiti. And I remember my daughter coming back home from Haiti and wanting to get rid of all her possessions.
See?
Because she said they had nothing. They were happy. And I have everything, and I'm miserable.
Literally, like, the children, they don't have, like, so for example, our children can go out and find a basketball or find a soccer ball or something, right? They can't. And you know what they do? They make it. They make it out of the hay and they kick it around just like it's a soccer. Yeah. I'm talking about the same rigor we take to play soccer. They are so much better after just kicking around hay. Yeah. And it's like, they don't have much, and yet happiness is the first thing they portray versus we portray all this selfishness and we're sad because, our little whatever is not working right.
Right.
And it's like,
can't get past this level.
Exactly. You about to break the whole system because you can't get past the level. And they didn't even.
Yeah. You know my daughter?
Oh, see? She's a child. Yep.
So as of now, you're in CLF.
Yes.
What is one of the best moments you have had being a part of CLF?
I think the best growing moments that I'm having with CLF is really my cohort. Like, I am loving my cohort. Like, the people that were picked for this particular cohort was handpicked by God and by the CLF team. But, like, you can tell there's so much harmony. The work that we're able to complete, like right now we're in our capstone projects, right? And my group, the best group. Anyway, my group, we're doing something mental health focused at one of our middle schools, and that's been an amazing process. Just everybody's excitement around it, everybody's willingness to say, hey, I'll do this and I'll do this part. Like, that's been beautiful to watch. But then also when we did our presentations to the board and everybody else, it was kind of like listening to everybody's excitement around what they were going to do and how they were going to make it happen. Like, it was amazing to see. Like, it's amazing to see people come together who are already change makers in their lane, but then come together and make the lane wider. And it's like, nah, we about to bust it down. Like, we about to do this. Like, to me, that's been amazing. It's been amazing to get to know them on deeper levels. Like, every time I see them and talk to them, I'm excited to connect with them. I'm excited to what's going on with you, and what are children, and where's my niece. Like, I got nieces and nephews. It's just been a really good time getting to know these people. And then I think the other part is the different people that are from North Lawndale. I didn't know outside of Antoine. I didn't know before this. So it's like, I'm even more excited to connect with you now because we have this bridge of CLF, and it's like, you in Lawndale, what are we doing? What are we doing, and how can we do it together? So,
it's amazing how the people that you didn't know that now you know now, they're actually doing something. You just didn't know they were doing something.
Exactly.
But CLF put it all together.
Exactly.
And I love it because I love when you guys come here and I get to interview you guys because I find out things that's going on in the West Side. And I'm like, come on, let's do this. And it excites me.
Especially because, like, for me, I think and this was just my own ignorance, was that I heard, I've been in North Lawndale my entire life, but I heard a lot of work being done in Austin. I've always heard of a lot of work that's being done in Austin, partly because one of my uncles is a huge change maker in Austin, right? So I get to hear what he's doing, and I'm excited around what he's doing. But then I'm like, what's happening in Lawndale? Or what's happening in Humboldt Park? Or what's happening in Garfield? And it's like, no, you tripping, because there's a lot happening in Lawndale, and there's a lot happening in Humboldt Park and Garfield, and just on the West Side altogether. People be trying to count us out, but I'm telling you, the best and the blessed. Okay,
let's go.
I'm just saying, y'all better know it.
So, where do you see yourself? And this is a question that everybody asks, but I ask it anyways. Where do you see yourself in the near future? I'm not gonna say 5 years.
I was gonna say, I gotta give you my list.
In the near future.
I think I see what I'm already doing with these girls, I see that being more established, right? More out there. I think just with CLF actually having us do a 5-year plan is what made me kind of narrow in on like, no, like, what exactly do you want for this program? Like, is this something that you want to scale? And it is. That's one thing. I see me as a licensed therapist, which is like huge. You feel me? I see that. I see that grow. I see it growing. I see myself and my partner, me and her, just working together more to build the program. Yeah. And then there's a lot I don't see, but I trust God. Yeah. And so in 5 years, I feel like, or more years, 5 to more years, I just see us, the sky's the limit.
You see change.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely change. Definitely change. Yeah. Definitely a upward trajectory. Yeah. That's what I see.
Yeah. A better West Side.
For sure.
That we know we can have.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. A better presence, a huger presence, right? Like, the community will know us.
Yeah. If you were giving a wish or a superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, if I was given a superpower, I would say, oh man, that's a good question. My superpower would be, dang.
So many, right?
I've been asked this question before, but right now it's like I don't even know which one to pick. But I'm gonna go with healing. Okay. I would say healing would be my superpower, just because like I hate to see people in pain. I hate to see people dealing with sicknesses and things that they can't, or that they're just suffering from. And so whether that's mental health, right, whether that's substance abuse, whether they just literally physically in pain or dealing with things in their body, like I would just be one of them people that can go up to you and be like, you got it, and they're free, right? So yeah,
love it. I love it.
That's what I was saying.
So Teshauna Nicole Edwards, thank you for coming down. Teshauna, you keep on correcting me.
It's okay.
All right.
I mean, you gotta call me what my name is.
We already know. You won't let me call you a nickname.
Sean?
No, you had many.
Oh, that's true.
that was off camera, people. That was off camera.
They don't need to know about all of that.
Okay. So thank you for coming down to the.
This was fun.